I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, people? How you doing? It is a great day. We're going to be talking about money, Treasury Direct, $1 million, asset protection, money. Get ready. That's right. Get ready. We got an amazing guest on the show today. He's been all over my Instagram, all over it. He didn't even know he was stomping all over the place. We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere. Welcome back to the show. So we have an amazing guest on the show. I know I already said that, and I say that a lot, but you know what? My guests are amazing. You know why they're amazing? Because they're going after their dreams and not making any excuses as to why they're not going after their dreams. That's what we're talking about right here. And we want to encourage you to do the same. And that's why we're here. But we're here to talk about assets. We're talking about treasuries. We're talking about $1 million. And I want to get real up and close and personal with Don Killam. Thank you so much for being here, Don. What's up? I finally get to meet you.
It feels good to be here. I've been called a lot worse, so But Don Kilam, it's Malik backwards.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. I also go by Malik Kilam.
All right. So before we dive into your books and all the things that you're doing today, let's go back. Let's backtrack. Who is Don Killam?
Don Kilam basically is someone who helped me get out the struggle. You're not the same person. Like you just talking about your mom. You're not going to talk to your mom like you would talk to me. You're going to act in a different capacity. You're not going to talk to the store clerk like you would me or your mom. You act in different characters. So Don Kilam was a character I created that I learned was a persona in me that was wanting to show the world. That's the fearless side of me, because I've always been that careless guy, the guy who's scared to break the rules. But it's being scared to break the rules. You're going to break the rules because you're scared to break them. That's what you focus on.
Yeah. You're going to end up breaking the rules.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. How did you find this persona? I mean, not everybody, a lot of people that have come on the show talk about that fearless person, that person that's inside of them, that's within them, that comes out to do those 30 seconds of craziness, to go after that dream, whereas the normal person, quote unquote, would never do that.
Well, just coming up in life, I believe it's embedded through television and just school, and to respect authority and to bow down to authority, whether it be law enforcement, judges, and people of that nature. Well, I learned how to stand up to them with paperwork. And that's when Don Kilam arrived. I started seeing remedy. Once you start seeing little wins and small wins, you want bigger wins.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. So you're using their own regulations and rules and things in your family.
Maybe it might not even be their rules and regulations. It might be in your family Bible, your church Bible, because you got to understand the 10 Commandments. Ain't that law? You got to understand. I'm not just saying there's certain individual groups out there that go under something called the Torah, right? That's an actual, look it up, or and that's an actual law, and that's why you don't see them in jail, because they're not breaking their law.
That's right. Wow, that's deep.
I know. I get deeper. Deep. I go all day. I'm a Virgo, baby.
Me too.
A deep thinker.
Me too. I'm a Virgo. Go. So when is your birthday?
September 16th.
Oh,
September 16th. So here's the thing. So with you money motivated, great business mind, because men lie, women lie, but numbers never lie. But with us, we overthink everything, perfectionist. But the thing is, quit overthinking, because whatever you focused on, if you move around, you're going to get whatever you're focused on.
Yeah, true. I don't overthink anymore. I
know. See, but only time we're leaders, only time we step up, we can't find one to get behind.
Thank you. I was trying to find one. I couldn't find one. Like,
I did. Me too.
Where are they?
Then when I stepped up, I started finding them.
Where are the mentors? Hello. I mean, literally speaking, it's like, where you go? Where's the grandmas in the rocket chair that I can sit under their feet? Where they at?
Right. That's it.
Where
That's
they at?
100 right there.
Where they at? You know, I literally have seen you on my Instagram like every single day, every day, every day. And I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, that'd be kind of cool to have him on my show.
And then it happened. That's law of attraction. On my business cards, I got it right now. It says the law of attraction is always 100%.
It is, because I was like, wow, how do I contact this guy to get him on my show? So we're going to be talking about a few different things. Okay, we're not going to be touching all the things that you do because you are multifaceted. Okay. However, we're going to be talking about money. We're going to be talking about how to keep more in your pocket and how to make more, but
Yeah.
making more in a way that, and now correct me if I'm wrong, in a way that you're enjoying what you're doing. I mean, you got to enjoy what you do, man. You got to.
Right. Tell me about it. But working with the public sometimes is not always enjoyable. So the public, man, right now, I'm at the point in my career where I just want to work with my private tribe. I'm just learning how to deal with my private the people that I mentor with, and my private students. I've reached a level where I'm fortunate enough to work with millionaires and multimillionaires and even celebrities.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. You know, I am at that level where I'm like, okay, everybody wants to be coached by Yaya. How did you do this? How did you do that? How did you get this? How did you get that? I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. I
I
just want to
tell them
stay
read
here. But
go read this
that's
book.
not always, I know, right? But that's not always possible. It's like, okay, you're gonna have to branch out. You're gonna have to do that. And that's why I was looking for the grandma with the rocket chair. I was like, okay, where's she at?
Right.
So I can refer her instead of having me do it. But you, like you said, sometimes
So
you just have to
myself,
do that for it.
myself, like really, I remember I just had like $600. And I said, well, we had a car, me and my girl at the time, we had a car. I said, look, we're gonna invest in staying in a 5-star hotel for one night, make a video. If it don't work, we sleeping in the car. And it worked. That means we both believed our intentions was pure. It worked. And I haven't looked back ever since. I mean, we all have ups and downs, but I haven't looked back as far as the lifestyle that I live.
Mm-hmm.
You know, birds of a feather flock together. You're a product in your environment. So I make sure I'm always around the best.
That's right. That's
Wow.
right.
When
That's
I
right.
hear their problems, they talking about million dollar problems. I don't have to hear about somebody worried about electric bill. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
They worried about how they about to create another electric company.
Hello. Hello. I know how it, I know. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
You know, you got to get the electricity from the
Mm-hmm.
government, but you have the right to choose who distributes it. See, a lot
Right.
of people don't know that. Learn
Yeah,
how to
you
be a
do have the right.
distributor.
Mm-hmm.
You can get some windmills. Now you can distribute energy.
Yeah, you can get some solar panels on your house and
Solar
just call it a
panels.
day.
There you go.
Just call it a day. Go ahead and buy that electric generator. Okay. Hello. You know,
So
it
yeah,
is, I mean, it is amazing what you can do nowadays. I don't think a lot of people understand it. I think that the actual, okay, so from where they're sitting to where they want to go, it's the journey they don't understand. And
right.
that's where you come in.
That's deep right there. I love how you put that.
That's where you
I
come in.
love your perception. Yeah. And it's all about enjoying your journey. You gotta understand, especially as an adult, you know, with my spiritual beliefs, we say arm, leg, arm, head, right? So we lead ourselves every step of the way. So if you start learning how to walk by faith and not by sight, you're gonna figure out your life is a product of whatever you're thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
Your feet led you to your life. You let your whole life's projection, what you believe of yourself, is a product of right now.
Yes. Yes, I do believe in that. Your thought is where you are going to go.
Right,
Your
exactly.
thoughts lead you.
So Don stands for dreams obey narrators, or deciding on now, because now creates tomorrow.
Mm.
It's always now.
Wow. Well, I hear you. Yaya is short for Yahaloma and it means diamond.
Let's get it. Diamonds are
That's it.
forever. I got them in my teeth.
Hey. My
Johnny
dad had
Mac.
diamonds in his teeth as well. Wow. So, okay. So, Treasury Direct Investing. Let's go ahead and go into, how did you get into this? The 1 million, the asset protection. What happened to make you go into these different realms? Because this is different than the norm. I mean, there's a lot of paperwork involved in everything that you're doing.
The federal penitentiary. You got to understand. So I was in a situation and with family. It was really crazy. But this is when I learned how to kill things with kindness. But my cousin put me in a situation. It was counterfeit money was involved. I started reading the Constitution, said only Congress can provide punishment for uttering securities and obligations of the United States. This is money. So only Congress can provide punishment. So who's this judge? Let me holler at the Congress then. Yeah, that's Article 1, Section 10, by the way, if anybody wants to look it up. And the Articles of Confederation or the Bill of Rights, because you got to understand the Constitution comes after all of that. Amendment 1, amendment means to change. So that's not even your rights. Your rights start with the Bill of Rights. The Articles of Confederation, which was a whole different story. But if you learn the Articles of Confederation, it was really melanated people who actually ran that. Shout out to his real name was Yaya Bay, but they call him John Hanson Bay. His name was Yaya Bay. Yeah, Yaya Bay. But John Hanson Bay, and he's actually on the food stamp and the $2 bill. That's the first president of the Articles of Confederation before George Washington.
Wow. Wow. There is a lot to learn.
Yeah, there is. But you got to understand it's your law, private law. As long as you didn't hurt nobody, it's not a crime. You got to have a victim. So if I run a stop sign, where's the victim at? That means it's not a crime. It's an infraction. It's a charge. It's a charge against your Social Security trust account. That's what it's a charge against. When they ask you for your signature, that means sign of nature. So you got to understand church versus state. So this is why I come in as an ordained minister. You know, all this is $1 million worth of game because a Bible's a fact in the courtroom, but you got to understand First Testament. You know, you got the New Testament, Old Testament. You got your will and testament. So if you don't have a trust set up, that's your will, and it has to go through a court process. It's called probate. That's why they put you on probation. Ation means the act. So if you don't understand how to make your name the actual business, it's your name, like Michael Jordan. That's a name, but it's also a business. So in America, if you look up 28 USC 3002, subsection 15A, United States means federal corporation.
Yeah.
Corpse is a dead body, by the way. Ation means action. So you bring the dead body to life. Only a person can go to jail. Person means corporation too, a persona. Like I said, you're not the same person you are with your mom. That's a persona. That's your daughter persona. That's your status right there. Same way with a business, you're a status. You're a manager. You're an owner. Who are you?
Yeah.
It's all about statuses and then who you are. So that when you figure out who you are, which shows your status, identity, status, and standing. They identify you. That shows you what your status is. They figure out your status. That shows you what you have rights for, which is called standing. So what I show people to do is just make your name a business, LLC it, and make it part of the church. Sell it to the church, sell it to a holding company, sign up for Death Row Records, whatever you want to do, you know. Then, you know, get your private insurance, get out the Social Security insurance, get your own private insurance, and you're good to go. Now we in the money, man. Now we moving securities. We ain't moving Federal Reserve notes. Those are promissory notes.
Right.
So now we going back to the church. God said, don't make no covenant outside of him, but yet you want to sign this birth certificate and get defined. In the beginning was the word, and the word was God, and the word was with God. Now you're making covenants with entities outside yourself. And a contraction, that's a contract. That's your first baptism. I know I said a mouthful.
You know, but I mean, you have, okay, so people have to follow you. I mean, just no other way. There's no
$1 million worth of game. That's where it starts, though. That I would start with that book, or just Trusting the Limit Liability Company. I'm just showing people. You got to understand that in America, truthfully, they're under bankruptcy. Everything is free. You go to the store, you run it as debit or credit, right? Don't they ask you debit or credit? So it's your choice to run it as debit or credit, right?
Right.
So you don't even, everything's cashless. The dollar bill ain't never been worth nothing. You got a whole card, you got a checkbook. That's money too.
Yeah.
But labor is the best money that you can get is labor. But but so you run as debit or credit. A debit is a subtraction, correct? So what's a credit? You got to understand that. So anytime you're giving a credit to a store, you're giving the store a loan. All a bank is, and if you look it up, any public bank is owned by the government. So if you're with a public bank, you're owned by the government. You're giving up all your rights to any wealth. You can never hand down generational wealth through a public bank account. They make sure of that. So you got the private sector, you got the public sector. In the private sector, that's private banking. international banking, 508c1As. It's called tax avoidance, not tax evasion. I show you ways where you don't even have to report to the IRS, as long as you're keeping your books. I got family trusts. I got them with me too. I keep family trusts, estate planning documents. That's I eat, sleep, and shit it. That's all I do. Excuse my language. But you got to be the best.
Yeah, definitely. You have to be. Okay, so let's go back to basics, because it can get complicated, right?
Yeah, it
But
can, exactly.
okay, so let's go back to basics. Step one, what should that be? A person is not where you're at. Financially speaking, they're not where you're at. They want to be there, but they want to do it right. What do they do?
So I first of all, like I said, walk by faith, not by sight. What's done in the dark comes out the light. Start writing down your goals. What's your accomplishments? Where you want to be? And then, because conversation run the nation too. So in the beginning was the word, and the word was God. Abracadabra means I create what I speak. The word utter and the word outer have the same root meaning. So what you utter becomes outer around you in your world, in your realm. So with that being stated, write your goals down as if you're doing them right now or if you've already completed them. This is how you write your bucket list down. You speak it out loud every day. And then it too shall come to pass.
Yeah.
But if certain things don't occur, then God always he got a bigger vision for you. Dream bigger. Dreams don't come true if you're not dreaming. But that's what I realized. I used to be suicidal, but I realized my life sucked when I stopped making goals. But I realized when I wrote shit, or excuse my language, when I wrote things down, it would always come true.
Mm-hmm.
So I pictured myself, they say, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Because everything started with a vision first, where the people lack vision, they perish. So I wrote some stuff down that I truly didn't think was possible, okay, just to go through this cognitive thinking class with the feds. And I was like, I want to get my own house. I want to get my own car. And I've had my own car when I was a teenager, but like not since I had been in trouble and stuff. So I wrote all this stuff down, and it all came true. And then it took me back to when I was in college, and all that stuff came true. My life got bad because I stopped making goals. So, and it all just came back to me. I was feeling suicidal. I tried to call this suicide hotline. That made me feel worse. I said, you ain't never been through this, have you? And then I'm like, who would really care if I died? And then I'm like, man, it's because I don't have no vision. And I just I want to make a difference in the world. I want to, and then having offspring, that's my future self. It takes a man to raise a man, but a woman to raise a nation, but they're gonna follow in my footsteps.
Right. Yeah. I find that, as we get older, we depend on the computer, you want to type it out. I don't really like typing things. I like writing things. I think writing and knowing and it's coming from you. It's a motion that you're making to write the note, to write it down, to make it plain, not type it. Type, to me, that's nothing. I can't stand typing. I can't stand computers where it's on a screen. I can't stand it. It has to be written by me. I learned songs by writing them. Because for some reason, pen to paper engraves it in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I've always taught that writing it down impresses your subconscious, but also speaking it out loud reminds your mind's eye that you already know it.
Exactly. Yeah,
Because
but the computer?
who would even, yeah, I mean, I believe all this stuff is implemented to get us out of sync with some people call it technology. It's needed for sure in this realm, but I also make sure that if all this, because you know what happens if there's no power or there's no internet, anything can happen, right? So I'll make sure I can still make money. I make sure I got resources coming in. I make sure I know how to find the herbal blessing man, all of that. where the well water, I need all of that. Where the food, who grow tomatoes.
That's it.
I have built my own underground railroad since being Don Kilam. That's been a magnificent thing.
That's wonderful. So you have a few books out. Talk about each book. I mean, because people probably don't even understand or know that you are a multifaceted person.
Right. And it really took a while for a lot of people to catch up, but the people that was, I seen the ripple effect I've had on America for real myself. Not trying to brag or anything, but I would start with $1 million worth of game for beginners. That's gonna talk about nationality. I'm looking at a black computer right now. Some people got black cars, right? Cars the noun, black's the adjective. So if you claim to be black, you just gave up your nationality. And I hope that makes sense. You're not even a noun no more. A noun's a person, place, thing, or idea, right? And this is third grade right here. Go look up the definition of black. Scientifically, it means death. White means purity. Purity means God, God supreme ruler of the earth. So only a white person can really own land. And a lot of people don't understand this. So you need to understand what you're claiming on the record when you telling them your nationality, you know? But I would never put that I'm black on the record. If I want to use black, I will put my own definition behind it, or I will put black or more, because at least black or more is a noun and an actual, like an ebony individual from back in the day. I on the record I am claimed a Choctaw Moor, a white Choctaw Moor at that. You know, when you get this Social Security trust, you're giving up. It's a private title. This goes against a government can't interfere with private contracts per Article 1, Section 10 of the Articles of Confederation. So it's a private insurance contract. The government can't go against insurance contracts. So I need everybody to be mindful of that, because the government really is here to help you until you get that social. That's how I view it. This is my viewpoint. And then even if you don't know what nationality you are, you can look at your state as your country. You go to Texas, they know they're Texans. They'll never say they're Americans. You go to Hawaii, it's really a kingdom. Hawaii is a kingdom. Look up the history of Hawaii, how the U.S. debowed them. But they dethroned the queen. But they're Hawaiians. They'll never claim to be Americans, If you're in Florida, that's a Floridian. Missouri, Missourian. So that's $1 million worth of game that breaks it down about your name, and then it's going to speed you up to personal credit and then business credit, and even how to use these things to get out of child support obligations, get out of debt, and things of those nature. Because you got to understand, these are really just credits. We go to the Treasury Direct account book. That's just showing how to set your name up as private banker. You put your cards in your private bank. If they take your bank, now they rob the bank. They're not going to do that. Just it's a whole deeper thing, because they turn notes into securities. When you get a loan, it's considered a note, and then it gets securitized to an asset-backed security. With a mortgage, it becomes a mortgage-backed security. So every time when you get a bill in the mail, that's really a coupon. That's really credit. It's always a positive. It never says negative. It's always a positive statement. So this is really money. They use your Social Security trust account, so it's a credit. They're showing you how much credit. You're supposed to write approved. Instead, you securitize it with some more Federal Reserve notes. You offset it with some debt notes. $1 is a debt note. You have to debit your account to get some dollars. So you got to understand, the Federal Reserve, we're under bankruptcy. Them is promise to pays. So you got covenant with God, or you get rid of the covenant when you use promissory notes. I hope that makes sense. Then Trust and Limited Liability Company, that went #1. We sold over 25,000 copies. We're no longer under the Four Dummies brand. We're under the Four Sovereignty brand now. We have to create our own brand. But shout out to the Four Dummies brand for not suing us. But they said just shut it down. Hey, but it just shows how to remain anonymous. And there's 5 states that have charging order protection. You can set up remain anonymous, and there's no taxes. You don't have to report to the IRS. In these states, this is where we put our holding companies as: Nevada, Delaware, Wyoming, Alaska, and North Dakota. The New Mexico, you can remain anonymous as well.
Wow. Well, that's a lot.
Yeah, I know.
That's a lot. But people have to follow you. They are going to have to follow you, because I mean, it has to come in little bits and pieces. And also,
right.
you do have courses.
Yeah, we do courses. I'm having other students do courses now. My mentees, I'm letting them take over the public. But yes, we do have courses. You can go to likeneverbefore.org. Private mentorships right now are $100 from marked down from $2,000. So $100 right now. You get access to all my past classes. DonKillam.com. The Don Kilam University at donkilam.com is free, open to the public, and they have free lessons on there as well.
That's nice. I like that because there are some people who are just starting off and they can't even afford $100. They got to put that toward their light bill. Hello.
Right.
I
And
mean,
then I can show you, how to get that money right back. It's called a remittance. It's a remittance process. You can just Google these things. This is all legal and lawful. The United States is under bankruptcy. They can never force anybody to pay. You gotta learn that you're an investor. Anytime you run it as credit, there's certain tax forms you can file. You got when you understand that the Social Security number is under the Social Security Trust, it's a Social Security Trust. You'll quit filing that you're an individual. You'll start learning how to file the 1041 as a trust. But I'm not a licensed attorney or tax expert. We do this for educational, informational purposes only.
There you go. There you go. I like that. I like that. But yeah, definitely you have to talk to someone and starting off with understanding what it is and how to and how to go about organizing that to go ahead and get to the lawyer stage. That's you.
Right. That's it. That's it. That's it.
That's you. That's
And they
you.
have private practice and public practice. I deal with private practice attorneys, business attorneys, and trust attorneys.
Wow. Wow. I mean, you have done a lot, bro. I mean,
Yeah, I
I'm
had
sitting here, I
to.
don't even need to say anything. I'm like, what?
Hey, I had to learn the money game, man. I had to learn how because they're making it out of thin air. But when I learned fractional banking, I started learning that they're just reinvesting your money, and you can just go to a private Charles Schwartz. Even Robinhood is a private banking. You can download that app. Oh,
Yep. Yep. Wow. That is, I mean, we if we go into more, it's just gonna get even more complicated.
right. I'm not. It's gonna be easier when I see you again. It's gonna be about my music.
Hey,
Hashtag bars.
I hear that. I hear that. My gosh, man. I really appreciate what you're doing. I really truly do.
Thank you.
There's a lot of people out there that need this information. So again, they can go to donkilam.com.
Yes, DONKILAM. And you can follow me on Instagram at DON_KILAM.
Yeah, I'm already following you, dude.
Your vibe is lit. I respect what you do as well.
That's you.
Yep, that's me right there.
I was already following you, and you can confirm because I didn't just press the follow button right now. Be like, I was already following you. No, I was already following. You have just blown up my Instagram. Literally speaking, you have blown up my
Yeah,
Instagram.
Instagram and then TikTok. So there was this video
You're on
of
TikTok
somebody.
too?
Yeah, somebody did a testimonial video of my book, a Treasury Direct Investing,
Wait, hold on.
and
Let me turn this down.
and it just made me I've been selling books $2,000 or $3,000 a day ever since.
Oh wow.
That's just one income source. So I'm like, let's get it.
Yeah, I'm
Amazon
not
get
following
paid.
you on. I don't think I'm
It's
following
two
you.
L's. It's two L's on the, but you can just search Don Kilam, but it's DON.KILLAM on TikTok.
Is this it?
Yep, that's it.
That's you?
That's it. Yep.
Okay.
So
All
you
right.
see,
So
you
I'm
look,
not following you, but now I am. So now you
okay,
know.
I'm gonna follow you back.
You're mainly on my Instagram, but not on my TikTok. But now I have you on both. You know, it's wonderful to see that you're doing this and that you're helping people and that you're even teaching on TikTok. I mean, look at you. I mean, I remember your face. I'm like, I know that guy. That guy. Wow. So yeah, no, I'm absolutely out of my mind, especially today. I feel so good and I just put up stupid stuff sometimes and just to inspire people to show them that you're still alive, man. You're not dead. You're not 6 feet under. You're not put in a wall somewhere and you're not dead. You're not set in rigor mortis. You're alive. This is another day to get it right.
That's it.
It's another day to get it right. And definitely with your help, I think we can do that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, we can. I appreciate
Awesome.
you having me today.
Anytime you're gonna have to come back because we have too
I'm going
much to
to.
talk about.
I'm going to.
Well, I thank you so much for being on the show again. You guys can get him on Don Kilam. I've already followed him. He's on my Instagram. I will put up a couple of stories on my page at Yaya Diamond Official. Or you can go in the description box and kind of wherever that may be, wherever you're watching. Sometimes your Facebook is above, and then YouTube
Right.
below. So wherever it is, go find him, because you're not going to regret it. He will definitely take you to that journey where you will find yourself financially independent enough to go ahead and help someone else. You know, I want to thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
I'll
you.
talk to you soon. Appreciate you.
Definitely. And
Much
thank you
peace and
guys
love.
again. Don't forget to dare to be different. And until next time, bye.